You guys are going to love this. I am in the middle of the desert inside of a cave right now, looking for mummies and hieroglyphic stuff, and Lord knows what I'm going to find. So, welcome to Luxor. So here we are at Karnak Temple. Pretty stoked. Like, I didn't think I was gonna come this far south in Egypt, but man, some crazy history here. Very excited. So the Karnak Temple Complex, commonly known as Karnak, comprises a vast mix of temples, pylons, chapels, and other buildings near Luxor. Construction at the complex began during the reign Senusret I, which reigned 1971 through 1926 BC, in the Middle Kingdom 2000 to 1700 BC, and continued into the Ptolemaic Kingdom, which was 305 to 30 BC. The area around Karnak was the ancient Egyptian Iput Iswit, which means the most selected of places, and the main palace of worship of the 18th dynasty Theban triad, with the god of Ammon as its head. This is the second most visited historical site in Egypt, where number one is the Giza of Pyramids near Cairo. This is consisted of four main parts, which you only have access to one of them. The other three parts, the Princet of Mut, the Princet of Montu, and the dismantled temple of Menhotep IV are closed to the public. There was a lot of rituals and a lot of ceremonies that happened here, and there's even a great walk which was about 5 kilometers between here and then the next location where I'll show you next. This here has the original obelisk of Hatshepsut, and of course you'll find the Great Apostle Hall. In 323 AD, the Roman Empire recognized the Christian religion, and in 356, Constantius II ordered the closing of the pagan temples throughout the Roman Empire, into which Egypt has been annexed in 30 BC. Karnak was by this time mostly abandoned, and Christian churches were found among the ruins. The most famous example of this is the reuse of the festival hall of Thutmose III's Central Hall, which you'll find painted decorations of saint and Coptic inscriptions, which still can be seen. Also, when Christianity was coming here, you'll notice that some of the faces had their faces scratched off. That's because as when the new conquerors were coming in, this was completely against the Christianity religion and known as paganism, and was against their religion, so they scratched off the faces of a lot of the paintings that you'll see here. Either way, there's so much history and so many cool things to see. Make sure you take your time here. Now, one cool little fact here about this place is on December 21st of every year, when the sun rises, where the priests go and pray, the sun comes up. It's the only time of year that it actually shines through and goes directly to the front. And from what I was learning was the people back in the day, when they came into the front, they couldn't see into where the priests went to pray. But if you're inside that little area where the priest was at, they were able to see outside. Very interesting. So here at the Luxor, we just came from Karnak, which is about 5 kilometers that way. Now, the reason why that's important is because, well, if you guys see it, all those sphinxes, that was a ritual for the rebirth of one of the gods. They would walk it from there all the way to back here. Pretty amazing how they would do it. Now, though, you know, it's a long walk. Right now it's summertime, so it's hot. They would do it early in the morning. I'm thinking like, well, you know, a mile and a half, not too bad. And I think I said 5 kilometers, right? I think he said 3 kilometers. Let's just say 3 to 5 kilometers. So it's anywhere from 1.5 to about 3.2 miles from one point to the next. So very interesting history here. Let's go ahead and go inside the Luxor And this is the Las Vegas version of it, so this is the real one. Let's go. So throughout its history, Luxor has been known as Thebes, the great capital of the Egyptian Empire. Waset meaning the city of the scepter. Taipit, which meant the shrine, the city of 100 gates, and many other names. The name Luxor comes from the Arabic word of palaces. And like I said before, they would do this march along from one side, from Karnak all the way up to Luxor, and this would be like the symbol of rebirth to their gods. And it was just this massive party. I could only imagine how crazy it was when they did this whole ceremony. Not only that, but this place attracted people such as Babylonians, the Mitanni, people from modern day Turkey, the Canaanites. It would have been pretty intense to see this, but make sure you make this as a stop when you come down here. Alright, so we are here at the Valley of the Kings, and it's pretty interesting because the setup and layout in China, they have something like the Mingwang tombs, which is big, but this one, of course, they're mummies. So let's see if we could find an actual mummy inside and get some more history. So let's go. So the Valley of the Kings is also known as the Valley of the Gates of the Kings. For a period of nearly 500 years, from the 18th dynasty to the 20th dynasty, rock-cut tombs were excavated for pharaohs and powerful nobles under the New Kingdom of ancient Egypt. The valley was used for primary burials from approximately 1539 BC to 1075 BC. It contains at least 63 tombs beginning at Thutmose I or possibly even earlier, and ending with Ramses X or the 11th. When I came here, I kind of knew exactly what I was walking into with the mummies and everything, which I did find that most of them were taken out and sent to Cairo. If you saw my previous video, you see that I did a museum where they had the mummies underground where you couldn't take any pictures or anything. Here, I was very lucky that I was able to see one, and it's just crazy to me to see how intact they were. You will see a lot of the hieroglyphics still intact, and the key thing I'm going to say here is a lot of the locals here will help you to take pictures. If they do help, do tip them. It's almost a mandatory thing that you should tip if they do help. Now, they're still continuously doing some excavations here and finding some more mummies here and some more pharaohs, and they have yet to discover everything. Most of the tombs are not open to the public. 18 of the tombs can be open, but it is very rare when they're all open at the same time. The officials will occasionally close these just to make some restoration and for safety, but either way, you do need special tickets to enter certain tombs. So if you want to see them all, make sure you get a ticket for every single tomb. Okay, we're here at Hatshepsut, and it's supposed to be like a really old temple. Yeah, you can definitely tell that over the years it needs some maintenance, but some pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff to show you guys. Check this out. Now, this is the mortuary temple of Hatshepsut, which was built during the reign of the pharaoh Hatshepsut of the 18th dynasty of Egypt. The material of this is limestone, sandstone, and granite, and it was founded around the 15th century BC. It was very, very hot when I was here, so be sure to have some kind of hat or something to cover your neck, and also lots of water. The stairs to come up here is not easy either. This will drain you if you're not prepared. Be sure to get here early to avoid the crowds and the heat. Now as you're driving around the Luxor, you're gonna find like a bunch of buildings and statues and all kinds of stuff. It's actually pretty crazy how this is all just here. And I hope you guys appreciated today's episode. These are just a few things that you can do. You pretty much need like a couple days here in Luxor before you could see like the majority of things. Stay tuned to the next episode because it's going to be a pretty good one. Road trip all the way down from Luxor to Aswan. It's going to be great. Going to show you guys the hotel though. So it's going to be 2 episodes after this. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. You guys take care of each other. See you guys in the next one.